apparently it was recording, and then I turned it off. Hello there, I'm Scotty, you're not, and welcome back to Wildcard Weekend. We are looking at Homefront, starring Jason Statham. In the movie, I was surprised. This movie is written by Sylvester Stallone. And you know what? It does seem like it could be a Sylvester Stallone movie. Like, if they replaced Statham with Stallone, it could be one of his action movies like this. This could be Rambo Next Blood, you know? Cut out the DA agent at the beginning and have Rambo taking care of a little girl's, like his niece or something. These drug dealers get involved. All that stuff. We need to go for revenge. Do a little tweaks. It's a Rambo movie. I'm just saying. Although it's not a Rambo movie because they didn't do the tweaks, but you know what I mean. So Jason Statham is a former DEA agent, Phil Broker. 2 years after a drug bust that went bad, somewhat bad, he moves to this small town with his daughter, and things get crazy when an incident at his daughter's school leads to a drug dealer being brought in to take care of a situation, and everything just goes to shit. That's the premise. So yeah, the beginning of this movie has Jason Statham with a very long hair wig. Yeah. It's not as bad looking as Rock and Rolla. Or not Revolver, excuse me. I never finished Rock and Roll yet. I have to rewatch it. It's not as bad as Revolver. The wig he had in there, the hair wig he had in there, but it's still kind of, it's not his real hair, because Jason Statham is a bald guy, like I'm going myself. During this, a father and son meth dealing team, because that's a thing, is also involved in this, and they're taken down, and the son refuses to, he's over 18 by the way, the son refuses to relinquish his weapon and is shot 42 times by all these cops. With, Statham yelling out, "You didn't have to do that, he was surrendering." Oh, but he didn't put down his gun. I don't know. And so he leaves after that, apparently. With, of course, the dad swearing revenge. And so where do I mean? Okay, so the movie's going to be about getting revenge, and he threatens his children, so, okay, that's how it's going to be. But the way we get to that, the way we get to this guy taking revenge, goes in so many wibbly-wobbly directions, from one person to another person, then meeting another person, and then finally going to him, only for him to call another person and bring that around. It's just like a chain link fence or something. It's just links of a chain. Just why? So, I'm laughing because the guy's going to have an opinion that people probably won't think is very popular. But here's the situation. We cut to this school, this elementary school, with his daughter, who's getting picked on. She has his hat. She's getting picked on by these bullies. Of course, it's the big fat kid that's the bully for some reason. He's picking on her. Won't leave her alone. She warns him twice. And then she punches him in the face, and breaks his nose. And like most school districts, she's the one that gets in trouble. Yep. Because they don't care about the whole situation. They only care what they saw. And what they saw was her punching a kid in the face. And, so when Jason Statham shows up, he's like, tells her what happened, and the little girl goes, and again, this is how it would really happen, so that this is not made up for movies, that would really happen. The girl says, "He was bullying me," and the teacher goes, "Oh, come on." Yeah. Double standards, those teachers, right? Anti-bullying. Zero tolerance for bullying. But then when you defend yourself from a bully that's also bad, bullshit. All right, and then he gets lambasted by this teacher for teaching his daughter self-defense. You know what? He's in the right. You know why? Because as someone who has been bullied before, I might share the story. I've been bullied before. And if I had known self-defense, I could have fought back. So, yeah, we should absolutely teach our kids self-defense. And I don't mean as in, maybe her punching him in the face was a little far, but like self-defense. Learn to defend yourself. You know? I'm just saying. Then it escalates because the parents, one of them portrayed by Kate Bosworth. And as I went through this film, I realized how star-studded this was. I knew Jason Statham and James Franco because of the cover. And then I realized Kate Bosworth. Is that Kate Bosworth? I was watching this outside on my phone, by the way. It's her. She's playing the mother, Cassie. And this is how far it goes. Okay, so she freaks out. And so she goes to see her brother, James Franco, and tells him what's going on and wants him to take care of this guy for him because the little girl hit her son. And once you see how broken this home is, she's a meth addict, and the dad is basically, not enabling her. The brother's enabling her, but like, that doesn't do anything to stop, doing stuff. And it's like a broken home. A lot of bullies come from homes where they're mistreated or abused or broken homes like that, where they take all of their frustrations and their problems and they push it onto other kids because they don't want to deal with it. That's how bullies happen. Right? They don't want to deal with all the frustrations, so they're going to take it out on other people. That's what it is. So Jimmy, the dad, tries to get in Jason Statham's face, and Jason Statham takes him down, only for him to get ridiculed by the sheriff, Clancy frickin' Brown. You really have to do that? You really have to take him down like that in front of his own kids? You have to do that? Let me mind my own business, sheriff. Yeah, so this is where things get this to this to this to this. So James Franco was told to take care of this. Fine. So while they're out on horses, he sneaks into their house, steals the cat and a stuffed bunny and some files. He finds out the files are connected to the guy from the beginning, and so he calls Winona Ryder, who then arranges talk to Frank Grillo, who makes contact with this guy. This guy orders the hit. It goes back to Frank Grillo, who is sent to deal with him. You see that whole chain? Now it's all over the place. See what I mean? Yeah. Omar Benson Miller, you may know from American Pie, Bandcamp, or CSI. He's in this film. He has a small role as Tito. Yes, that is his name. T-E-E-D-O, not Tito. Tito. T-E-E-D-O. Surprised how involved he was with the finale, but then not as involved as I thought he was going to be when it happened. But, yeah. So when he realized someone broke into his house, he confronts Jimmy about it. Jimmy has no idea what he's talking about. Like, because he apologized to him. I thought we were cool. You break in my house, I want my kid's cat back. No. Like, just, as soon as possible, whatever. And, yeah. So it's only then after he gets a hold of his FBI friend and he figures out, well, he gets to talk. He talks to Tito, and Tito tells him about Gator. That is James Franco's name. It's not his real name. It's Morgan, because the subtitles come up Morgan : but yeah, Gator Bodine or Bodine, Gator Bodine. Yeah. So yeah, that's his name. So Winona Ryder is very reluctant once they bring in Frank Grillo. She knows how he is, and she's like, I don't know about this. It's not a good idea. And then they end up kidnapping the girl. They do that. They kidnap her. So before that, after he finds out about Gator, he confronts him at the diner, and then he goes to Gator's place, sneaks into his meth lab, sets up the place to blow, and finds the cat before he's waterboarded, finds his way out, finds the cat. Now, they don't go into turn on the lights or nothing until towards the end of the film, and I find that hard to believe. Yeah. So, they realize they need to get the hell out of there, and Tito's gonna take the horses for a few days while they try to get out of there. Kids are upset. You say we were gonna move here, Mom wanted us to move here, but what are we gonna do? People chasing after them. And Frank Grillo and his men force Winona Ryder to come with, and eventually they realize it's only so she could take the kid and run. Like, it's still kidnapping, but she takes the kid, Maddie, and runs off. And goes directly to Gator and says, I got the kid. He's like, what? You brought a fucking witness here? What? So now he's got to kill the kid, apparently, according to him. While Jason Statham kind of fights his way out. Tito is, injured. He fights off pretty good at first, but he's taken out. And then the sheriff shows up. And like, he's got my daughter. They got my daughter. And she's able to communicate with them through a cell phone she has, I guess. But eventually they're kind of able to figure stuff out, I guess. But she took her to protect her because they basically said they were going to kill her too, and she doesn't want to die. But now, why bring her straight together? You know he's going to kill her anyway. And then Cassie and Jimmy show up. Who's watching the kid? Who knows? There is a scene where it's kind of made up. There are a few things. There was one thing that's thrown away. Like, there's a love interest between Jason Statham and a teacher. And it's one of those cases where it's not like, the kid's like, she's not my mom, but it doesn't get pushed far enough for that. And she's actually happy that they're kind of connecting, but it's dropped. Like, they didn't know what else to do with it. I thought it was going to be found out that, like, maybe, like, because at some point she's, Kate Bosworth's character, she's tweaking, she wants more stuff. So, like, maybe Winona Ryder takes off with the girl, and so he doesn't have any leverage anymore. So it's, like, so he bribes his sister, hey, tell me, anyone else he has connected with? And he's like, she's like, oh, it's a teacher. Now give me the, but no, she shows up and she sees what's happening. She said, no, I'm taking this girl away. And that's when they turn on the lights and the whole thing explodes, which causes him to be really pissed off. Yeah, because now he's like, oh, this guy destroyed my meth operation. No, I'm definitely going to try to kill this kid. And so Cassie tries to run off with him, and there's a struggle, and she's shot. She doesn't die. Neither does Tito, by the way. And now he takes off with the girl. He's like, I had to shoot my own sister. I wouldn't do that. Push her off a short bridge into the water. Bridge about this high, like if we're, or maybe a little bit higher, like, like this high, Not a tall bridge, but push her into the water, push her into a pool. Pile of horse poop. Maybe. Not shoot her. No. Yes, I would push my sister into a pile of horse poop. Shut up. But it's for fun. It's not like I hit her. Hey, I hate you, horse poop. No, just not face first. You gotta shove her so she lands on her butt, so it looks like she pooped her pants. That's the whole point. Otherwise, it's not funny. Hey, poop your pants. You know what I mean? Anyway, we end up with a confrontation on the bridge, and Statham takes him out. Yeah, beats him, not to death, but beats him unconscious, basically. And yeah, he did get the cat back, by the way. But yeah, everything is hunky dory. They're taken to the hospital, and the last scene we get him going to the jail to confront the guy and say, "You do that again, we're gonna have problems." Which kind of sets up a sequel. We never had one. I guess this wasn't received as well, but I thought it was good. You know, it's Stallone writing, and I think for an action film, yes, it's cliche, but I think it works. There's the action scenes in here are few and far between, but when they're done pretty good. Yes, there's a lot of shaky cam, but you just gotta get used to that with some action scenes nowadays. I think it's pretty good. So let's go ahead and draw the next one. I want to try to get 2 more done, which will take the total of this weekend up to 12. And no promises, but I want to try to extend it a little bit. It's upside down. Hold on. Oh, brother, where art thou? Well, that's the matter, find a picking and a chicken. 103 minutes, that's not that long. Joe Cohen, written by the Coen brothers. The last Coen brothers film I watched and reviewed was Big Lebowski. I have some bits and pieces of this one. Alright. I got one video to watch and then I'll put this in, but yeah, so thank you for watching. I'm Sky and I'll see you in the next one.